Sorry about that. On the first part, I ran out of recording information. So I know it stopped somewhere right after example 7, so we're going to start with example 8 here. We have to state the domain of each function. Well, we know about fractions that you can't divide by 0, so we need to know what makes each of these fractions 0 on the bottom. What we went ahead and did is we factored the bottom here so we could find out the zeros of the base. Well, when I do that, I finish it by saying that x equals a positive 2 as well as a positive 4. So when I say the domain of this function, because this is a continuous linear function, we're going to say it is the domain of all real numbers except, of course, 2 and 4. Simple enough. If we wanted to write it out, we could say it's something like this. Since we're talking about x can be really negative infinity to positive infinity, and then we can say x cannot equal 2 or 4. If we wanted to write it out using our brackets instead of words. So when we come up here and we look at the bottom, well, this one's pretty easy, right? X plus 3. The only thing that's going to make that 0 is going to be negative 3. So we can start by doing this. X plus 3 equals 0. Change it over so that x equals negative 3. Proving that that can't be our negative. So it's domain so that our domain cannot include negative 3. Now, what we have to understand about the square root is that it's going to be basically everything is going to be positive. So when we want to write this, we want to mix it up a little bit, kind of use this information right here. If we're going to write it in words, it would be domain is all numbers. I'm going to use number sign, all numbers greater than negative 3. So if I wrote that out in bracket form, it would look something like this. X, where x must be greater than negative 3. And then we don't have to worry about excluding negative 3 because our formula here that we're using for domain says that it can't be. And also, the same reason that we don't want anything less than negative 3, if we put, say, negative 4 here, we get negative 9. Well, that means we'd have to bring out I. And as you know, I is imaginary numbers. We don't include imaginary numbers in a set of real domain values. Alright, so last little piece of your notes is I want you to search your home for an appliance that models the ideas of a function. Something that you put a product into and get something completely different out of. Okay, be creative. Remember input and output, and P.S. If anyone can bring Coach Jackson a cup of his favorite output and receive an extra 10 points on this first assignment. I'll see you in class. Hopefully we have all this done by Tuesday.